you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger.
You guys have asked me for tips on like how to be confident and stuff, and I can totally give that to you. All you have to do is wherever you go, just act like you own the place. Just learn that no one cares what you're doing, like ever. So if you just act like you're confident, then you will be. And you just exude that energy all the time and it'll come to you, baby. Practice this is to do things that would typically embarrass you so you can learn that nothing actually matters. I'll give you an example. I'm actually gonna go to the weightlifting section, which is more intimidating. Who's having a great night tonight? Woo! Yeah! So when you learn that being confident only makes you feel better and you can empower other people, your life will change. Just do it. Believe in yourself. You have it in you.
If you're someone who's really self-conscious, insecure, you're just like really afraid to be yourself, then this is something I want to say to you, okay? At the end of the day, no matter who you are, whatever persona you want to put on, whatever mask you're putting on, there's always going to be someone who has something to say about it. If you're shy, reserved, insecure, you're fishing, you're annoying, you're boring, if you're confident, you're cocky, you're conceited, your ego's way too big, you can never win. You will never find a persona that everyone is going to like. There's a saying that you need to live by, and it is, you could be the juiciest peach in the world and there is still going to be someone who doesn't like peaches. And once you realize this, once you really take that in, you need to understand you just need to be you. Because think about this. What's it going to do on your confidence for you to constantly be hiding the real you? For you to push down the real you and tell the real you that no one's going to like you? That's going to make you even more insecure. You need to embrace who you are. It'll attract the people who actually like you and just make you feel better about your life in general. And I promise you that.
Have you ever met that one person that just like absolutely radiates confidence and you're kind of just like, like what magical potion are they drinking? It's not anything specifically that they say or do, it's just the vibe they give off. Well, the answer is that they're not going around seeking everyone else's approval. The answer is that they have a specific idea of who they are in their mind, and they're not gonna let other people who have read maybe a chapter of their book summarize their entire story. That's why they appear so confident.
People will talk shit and be jealous of you no matter what you do, so do whatever makes you happy.
How are you so confident? Stop giving a fuck. Nobody cares about you. Nobody's gonna remember shit. Okay? You're gonna die. She's gonna die. He's gonna die. Your mother's gonna die. Your father's gonna die. Your grandma sure as hell was gonna die. Everybody gonna motherfucking die. So who the fuck cares, bitch? And let's be real. Are you tired of being a pussy? That shit is fucking boring. What do? Bitch, nobody cares. Like, come on, bitch.
Confidence hack part 1. Never complain and never explain yourself. Those who care about you don't need an explanation, and your enemies, well, they'll never believe you anyway. But confident people never make excuses. People who make excuses accuse themselves of a fundamental uncertainty. Don't complain and don't explain yourself.
You want to know something crazy that I just realized? Every job I got when I first started out, I was underqualified for. I was hired as a bartender, and yet I'd never been a bartender before. Then I was hired as a celebrity fashion stylist for one of the biggest shows on television, and I'd never worked on a big television show before. But you want to know how I did it? When I spoke with these employers, I had confidence. I had a no task is too small attitude. I also expressed how much I wanted this opportunity, because you can't play cool. And I also believed in myself. And oftentimes employers will want to take a chance on someone with that kind of attitude, even if you have just a little bit of experience.
Confidence hack from somebody who is completely faking it. Just stop talking. There is so much power in silence. When someone asks you a question or says something and you take a second to pause in silence before responding, you sound so much more confident than saying or starting to ramble before you have a complete thought. So get comfortable taking pause.
3 easy ways to boost your confidence. Close your eyes and imagine what the most confident version of yourself is like. Now start acting and making decisions like that version of yourself. Avoid saying things like, I can't, I won't, and I'm not. Those words only fuel limiting beliefs. Celebrate every small win, because there's nothing wrong with being your own hype girl.
I'm too emotional. Yeah, apathy is like
Women who are super, super confident, where do you get your confidence from?
So I used to be really fucking insecure. And one day I was just sick of it. I was sick of letting opinions of others dictate my self-worth, especially guys. So I changed my middle name to fucking. Whenever I was feeling shitty, I'd be like, you're Serena fucking Kerrigan. Let's fucking go. And while that might be a bold choice and not for everyone, the point was that I started to treat myself like my best friend. And how do we treat our best friends? We lift them up, we support them. When they're having a shitty day, we don't kick them while they're down. We remind them of how amazing they are. So I want you to look in the mirror and treat yourself like your best fucking friend. And trust me, you will become the confident queen you were born to be.
Secrets to become instantly more confident. Part 2. Reduce how quickly and how often you nod in conversation. Good idea, right? Or, good idea, right?
All right, part 5 of how to build confidence. So this is the kind of fake it till you make it part. So your brain is always listening to your body. Your brain also doesn't know the difference between real life and imagination. If you visualize something, your brain thinks it's actually happening. So one of the best ways to feel more confident and almost aid yourself and aid your brain in thinking that you are confident so that you can obtain that real confidence is to just always be standing taller and have your head up and have your shoulders back and, you know, creating the body language of the version of you that does have all the confidence. And another really powerful way is anchoring. So visualizing a time that you were really confident or imagining being really, really confident, your brain is going to aid you in being more confident because it thinks that's actually happening.
Hi, I have really good advice for you, and you only have to listen if you want to. But this was like a revolution, like life-changing moment for me, so I want to share it with you. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you'll never have enough. I think Oprah Winfrey said that, I'm not sure. I want you to think about a goal that you had, or something that you really, really wanted to achieve, but then once you got there, it wasn't enough. For me, a year ago today, I was working part-time in fast food. And now if I fast forward to today, I'm self-employed, but it still feels like it's not enough, and I still feel like I'm never doing enough. And I know that I'm so grateful for every single thing that I have, but I just want more. And it is a horrible way to live, in my opinion. And once I heard that quote, I was like, holy shit, I need to open my eyes. If you are forever looking for more, you're never gonna know what you have.
If you want to build your confidence, then this is the best tip I have for you. You need to stop viewing yourself and labeling yourself as your physical characteristics and thinking like, am I attractive? Am I pretty? Am I this? Whatever. And start just labeling yourself as you. Simple as that. So anytime that little voice in your head is being like, am I ugly? Am I pretty? Am I whatever? The answer is no, I'm just me. And once you adopt that mentality of viewing yourself as just you and nothing more, it makes your confidence skyrocket. And guess what, bitch? Confidence is hot as fuck.
How to be confident. Confidence is a mindset. I don't care how you feel about your looks. If you act like you're that bitch, everyone else is gonna believe that. It's honestly a fake it till you make it mindset. So visualize the confident version of you. What does he or she do on a day-to-day basis? Do they take care of themselves? Do they exercise? Do they eat healthy? How do they feel? And step into that version of you. Implement those habits into your daily routine. When you work on improving yourself, you're showing yourself self-love. And watch your energy, it's going to be insane. You'll be so focused on yourself, and then that's when all the options start coming to you. Tip 2, watch the way you talk to yourself. Don't talk bad about yourself. Even if you're joking, your subconscious mind picks up on what you're saying and believes it to be true. So instead of looking at all your imperfections in the mirror in the morning, start hyping yourself up. If you do this over time, your mind is eventually going to believe it to be true.
This is how to be confident. Step 1, eliminate toxic people. I don't care if it's your best friend, boyfriend, or your mom. If they're stopping you from being the best version of yourself, they're canceled. Step 2, do what makes you happy. Who cares what people have to say about it? Remember, you're the main character. Step 3, tell yourself you're a baddie. Nobody's gonna believe it if you don't. Always hype yourself up. Eventually, others will do it too. Step 4. Mind your business. Comparison never did any good. Just keep doing you, bestie, and watch everything start to change.
Here are some more phrases to replace to make you sound more confident. I kind of want to do it, but I'm so nervous. I feel amped up. Let's just do it. So guys, I tried to figure it out. Here's my idea, but I don't know. So I took some time to think through this, and this is something I would love for us to try and see. Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I didn't think of that. I'm so stupid. Oh my gosh, yes, you're right. That's such a good point. Thank you. I'm gonna add that.
Here are some tips to become more confident and care less about what people think about you. First thing, I stopped checking out who looks at my Instagram stories and who likes my pictures. It's your account, you should feel free to post whatever you want without fear of being judged, and looking at who watches your stories just gives you unnecessary anxiety. Second, I constantly have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't like social media notifications or text notifications. It's just too much anxiety for no reason. It made me way more independent. I stopped checking in with other people as often, and it's just better for your mental health. Also, I deleted Snapchat. I felt like it was too needy. I didn't want to know what everyone was doing, and I felt like I always had to send snaps to people, and it was making me less confident because I just cared about what people thought too much. Stop texting people as often altogether. There is no reason for you to text a friend every single second of every day, or your significant other for that matter. I honestly find FaceTime and calling is way more healthy. There's no reason to text and be on your phone 24/7. I found it made me so dependent on others, and I was always thinking about other people instead of myself.
Give me 60 seconds and I will completely change the way you look at confidence. If you think you're not confident, just listen to me. We are all born confident. No one is born insecure where they're like, oh my God, I just peed in my pants. Oh my God, how embarrassing. No, we're like, yo, I just peed in my pants. Someone changed me. When we're born or little, it's really easy for us to be who we really are. That's why a lot of us dress like this. Or do, something like this. We are all born confident. If you are not confident, this is just a learned behavior you adapted in order to survive in whatever environment you were in. You can break this habit. Realize that you came into this world a confident being. That's your natural inherent state. Confidence is like a muscle. The more you believe you're confident, the more you remember that's who you really are, the more you practice confidence, the more confident you will be. Insecurity is just a learned habit you can break.
Women who are super, super confident, where do you get your confidence from?
I actually have several logical reasons that have helped me out immensely, and maybe they can help someone else too. Number one, we are spoon-fed as a society to be insecure. We are taught unconditional self-hate. But why? If we inherently can't determine our own worth ourselves in our body and anything that we have about ourselves, then that gives the power to somebody else to validate us. When we give that power to somebody else, they can tell us that we need to spend money. They can tell us that we need to live a certain lifestyle. They can tell us that we need to be a certain way in order to get this validation, which inherently should have already been internal inside of us. And number two, since it is a widespread societal thing that everybody's taught to unconditionally hate themselves, that alone gave me confidence, knowing that I'm not alone in this, and the only difference between confident people and not confident people is the decision.
4 easy ways to automatically appear more confident. Number 1, have open body language. Look people in the eye, smile, and roll your shoulders back. Number 2, be decisive. When you're presented with a decision, make one and stick to it. Number 3, get in the habit of complimenting people. The better you make other people feel about themselves, the better they're gonna feel about you. And number 4, learn to embrace your imperfections and laugh at yourself. Tap that plus sign to follow for more, and good luck.
This is how to be less socially awkward. Trust me, I used to be super socially awkward and unable to have a conversation with literally anyone. Number 1, you need to be approaching every single conversation with a conversation. Here are some examples. Hi, it's so nice to meet you. My name is Spencer. You're the same age as me, right? What school do you go to? Oh my gosh, I love your top. Where'd you get it? Ask questions, make a conversation. Number 2, awkward silence. It happens, we all hate it, but just remember that silence is not always awkward, and it takes more than one person to have awkward silence. Number 3, if you are super nervous to ask a question, or you're super nervous to talk to someone, or maybe you're ordering food at McDonald's and you're really scared to order food, approach the situation as if you are a celebrity. You can fully walk up to the counter at McDonald's and pretend that you were a celebrity. Pretend it's an interview. Trust me.
Put your head on my shoulder.
If you want some tips to build your confidence, then baby, this video is for you. Disclaimer, this shit will not change your life overnight, okay? There's 2 P's to building confidence: persistence and patience, honey. First things first, start trusting that gut instinct you get, okay? You have it for a fucking reason, okay? If something seems off about a situation, do something about it, okay? Build that trust with yourself. Let yourself know you trust yourself, and it will build your confidence. Anyone who's into manifesting knows this. You need to tell yourself you're confident. I know you're gonna be like, nah, what the fuck? It's not gonna do anything because I feel like shit about myself. But no, you need to tell yourself, I'm confident. I am that confident person. I'm the best version of myself, whatever. Keep doing that. Just watch. Just watch. Anytime you have negative thoughts about yourself, I don't give a fuck if it's 3 million times a day, you need to acknowledge it from like a third person perspective. Don't judge it. Just acknowledge it, okay? If you are thinking something poorly of yourself, just be like, I thought something negatively of myself. Or however the fuck you want to say it. And you think, what the fuck's that gonna do? That's not gonna do anything. But over time, it'll literally reduce the amount of times you have those kinds of thoughts. I promise you.
Guys, I'm kidding. Here's my actual advice for confidence. If you don't want to listen, you don't have to. It might be long. Number 1, you have to realize that nobody's thinking about you as much as you're thinking that they're thinking about you. Everybody's only really worried about themselves and what other people think about them. Therefore, cheat the system.
I cried a little and moved locations, but here are the rest of the tips. You actually can't care. You can't care what other people think. You can't. That is the secret. That's the secret, and have a good night. Yep, thanks. You too. Alright, yep.
Weird tips that will make you appear more confident. Let me just share some of my tips. One thing about confidence is smiling. Force yourself to smile even if you don't want to. This is scientifically proven to better your mood, but also who doesn't want to be around someone that's constantly smiling? You just look confident. Number 2, carry a purse or hold something in your hand. Honestly, with my social anxiety, this always helps me so much. If I'm at a gathering and just having something in your hands just really helps, guys. If you want to use a satchel, I don't care. Having a little drink works too. Hold freaking eye contact. If you're constantly looking down, looking away from people, it makes you look not as confident. And lastly, listen more than you talk. You might think it's the opposite way around and that people that talk more are more confident, but no, it's the people that listen more because they don't need to constantly be talking about themselves. That's because confidence is in here.
I always get questions asking, how am I so confident? How do I become confident? First of all, you gotta fake it until you make it, okay? I wasn't always like this. This happened within the past 6 months or so, okay? If you believe you're hot, if you believe you're the baddest bitch to walk the planet, you will start to emanate that energy. You will start to become that persona, okay? Tell yourself you're hot every fucking day. That shit makes you feel good.
Can you do me a favor? Can you please stop saying I need to lose weight before I start dating? Because let me just tell you, that negative self-talk, that's not gonna work for me. It's not gonna work for you. I pretty much friend-zoned myself my entire life because I just could not fathom that a guy would choose me over my skinny friend. What I finally realized is that my self-worth is not associated to a number on a scale or the size of my jeans. You are so much more than your body, and you are more than enough. So let's stop bringing ourselves down and start hyping ourselves up. Okay?
Have you ever been in a meeting where a coworker takes credit for your work? Here's what you should do next time. You want to speak up immediately. Don't let that moment pass. Smile and confidently yet warmly say, to clarify, what Steve is trying to explain is that we collaborated on this project. He did some of the initial research while I engaged with stakeholders and performed the analysis. Make sure you're making eye contact with the important people of the room while still smiling.
Are you someone that worries about what people will think of you? I'm not talking about your loved ones, but people walking down the street. If yes, hold tight. I want to tell you about non-PC. So yesterday I was doing some filming with this guy, and we're filming in public. He's literally walking behind me with the camera. And I was like, I love that you don't care. You don't give 2 qualms about the fact that we're filming in public. He was like, why would I care? They're non-PC. I was like, non-PC. In my head, I'm trying to act smart and know what I know what that is. I'm like, non-PC, non-PC. Thinking it's got to do with the computer. And I was like, what do you mean by non-PC? He's like, non-playing characters. They're not a playing character in my life. Why would I care what they think? And I was just like, that's amazing. And like so true. And really grounds you to understand that those people actually have no bearing on your life.
7 phrases that show you lack confidence. 1. I hate to bother you, but don't say that. Say, hey, do you have a minute? Say, I need to talk to you about something. You gotta say. Don't apologize for talking to someone. Was this helpful for you guys? Let me know down below.
The easiest and fastest way to build self-confidence is by changing your self-image, the way you perceive yourself. How do you do that? Simple. Simply close your eyes and imagine yourself being and feeling confident. Imagine how you would move, how you would smile, how you would speak if you were confident. Do this 5 minutes a day, every day for a few weeks. Here's why it works. The subconscious mind doesn't make the difference between something real and something that you vividly imagine. So if you can imagine that you are confident and that you feel confident, you will trick your brain into believing that this is who you are. And you will eventually become this person in real life as well. And it really does work. That's how I cured myself of social anxiety.
You want to know the secret to confidence? It's really easy, and I wish someone told me this cheat code. All you have to do is just be willing to get uncomfortable. Like bestie, that's it. Be willing to get uncomfortable. Like, have you ever noticed the people that really just don't give a fuck and will do whatever are the most confident people? And it's because they're so willing to go outside of their comfort zone that they don't even care what people think anymore. They've done it so many times. So just tell yourself you're willing to get uncomfortable. Like, you'll never see half these people again.
So I'm going to talk about confidence and why I believe it's literally the key to everything. So growing up, my parents always taught me to be super confident in myself, and they always hyped me up and made me feel good. And I literally think it's the reason for like all of my successes and awards or like anything I've ever gotten. I think it's because I've been confident. If you've ever heard the saying, act confident and no one will question you, that is so true. In your life, if you think of people that you constantly look at and you're like, oh, they have it all together, they're so good at talking to people, they're so good at school, like literally everything, the common denominator between all of them is that they're confident. Whenever people ask me tips on how to feel better, how to get a guy, anything like that, I always think to myself, the first thing is you need to feel good in yourself, feel confident in yourself, and know your self-worth. When you come across as confident, you can literally get anyone to believe anything you say because you'll sound so sure of yourself and they'll be like, dang, she knows it all. I'm going to listen to her. Let me know if you want more tips on this.
Here's some more ways for you to appear more confident. And let's be real, the first step of being confident is just acting like you're confident. So take some notes. Stop fidgeting so much, okay? Whether it's with your fingers, your hands, just swaying back and forth in general, any type of fidgeting will give off the illusion that you are not confident, okay? It'll take some practice, but work on not fidgeting. Stop touching your face so much. Anything that you're doing that makes it seem like you're trying to cover up or fix yourself will make you seem insecure and lack the confidence. Baby, you gotta stop apologizing for everything, okay? You might think it's being well-mannered, but it usually just makes you look unsure of yourself. Only apologize when it's appropriate. The placement of your head is so important, okay? We all have the habit of looking down, but you need to straighten your neck out, look ahead, and stop looking around so much, because that makes you look insecure too. Focus on one thing when you're walking and walk towards it.
Let me teach you guys today about the golden rule of confidence. Now, this rule applies to everyone, and whether it's confidence in dating, your career, whatever. The golden rule of confidence is the actions of confidence come first, the feelings of confidence come second. How many times do you catch yourself saying, if only I had more confidence, I would do X? And this is where we all get stuck. This is the excuse your mind tells you for not taking action. If you're constantly waiting for the feelings of confidence to show up, you're going to be waiting forever. True confidence is not about ignoring or removing your fear. It's about taking committed action and embracing your fear. And it's crazy because the anxiety and the stress that we have from the fear of doing something is the same anxiety and the stress that we get from not doing something. So what would you rather? So if you really want to improve your confidence, ask yourself this. What actions, baby steps, little goals can I take today that are going to get me what I want, knowing it's going to be uncomfortable?
Confidence advice from my bed.
Confidence is built. You cannot live your life waiting for all these people to just give it to you. You gotta take that shit. Think of confidence like a muscle. You have to always work on it. And being confident doesn't mean that you never fall. It means that when you do, you get back up and you have a good attitude about it. And you own that shit. You own when you're wrong, you own when you fuck up. Turning off the comments? Who's that? I'll block a hater though. It's like Joan Jett said, I don't give a damn about my bad reputation.
Here is how to sound more confident at work or even at school. You are going to stop saying sorry every time you have an idea. Let that sink in. Sorry, I have an idea. Sorry, yeah, what if we did this? What are you sorry for? Having a good idea? Why are you apologizing for having an opinion? Own it.
Ladies, have you ever met another woman that is so magnetic and has this mysterious energy that just makes you want to know more about her? I'm gonna teach you how to have that same effect on other people. When you walk into the room, make sure your shoulders are back, you have good posture, your head is up, and you're walking with confidence. This is body language. If you're walking like this with your shoulders down and your head's kind of low, that's going to show a lack of confidence. When in doubt, overdress.
Fuck that, what they doing, keep on doing that.